Assalamu alaikum dear students, hope you all are well at home. So today I am going to start new chapter from your 12th standard physics textbook, that is chapter number 9, current electricity. In this chapter we shall study Kirchhoff's laws for electrical network, their application, then few experiments to measure resistance, and last to compare EMFs of cell. So inshallah in today's lecture I will discuss Kirchhoff's laws with you. But before start with this new chapter, let me recall some similar topics that we have already studied in standard 11th. In 11th standard we have studied the origin of electrical conductivity, in particular for metals. We have also studied how to calculate effective resistance of two or more resistors in series and in parallel. So here you can recall this derivation that two resistors are connected in series with each other across a battery. So the formula for this same, that is series resistance, is equal to summation of Ri, where I is equal to N or I is equal to 1. Then for resistance in parallel, here two resistors are connected parallelly to each other across a battery, and the formula for the same, that is resistor in parallel, is equal to summation of 1 upon Ri, where again I could be N and I could be 1. These both the formulas we have already derived in standard 11, and this both the formula is useful to measure effective resistance in simple circuit only. That means if we are having a complicated circuit with us, so these two rules cannot be applicable over there. So more complex circuit can be analyzed by using Kirchhoff's laws, and Kirchhoff formulated two rules for analyzing a complicated circuit. So let us discuss Kirchhoff's laws. I told you Kirchhoff formulated two rules, that is known as Kirchhoff's first law, which is also called as current law or junction law. Then Kirchhoff's second law, that is also known as Kirchhoff's voltage law. Before describing Kirchhoff's laws for electrical network, we have to discuss some terms. These terms are junction, loop, and branch. So let me define these terms one by one. Junction. Junction is any point in the circuit where two or more conductors are joined together. In simple words, you can say that the junction is any point in the circuit where current can split. Next, loop. Any closed conducting path in an electric network is called loop or mesh. Junction, loop, branch, I will explain you it through the circuit diagram, but first let's define these terms. Branch. A branch is any part of the network that lies between two junctions. That means it is a part of the current lies between the two junctions. So here I am having a circuit diagram where four resistors R1, R2, R3 and R4 are connected, and two batteries are here, E1 and E2. So if we have to mark junction in this circuit, so can you mark where is a junction? So let's recall the definition. Junction is the point where two or more conductors are joined together. So can you see where is the two or more conductors are joined together? Yes, this point. This point here, three conductors are joined together. That means this is the one of the junction. So I'm going to mark it A, that is junction A. Then let's see other junctions are here or not. So just see, yes, this is another point, that is another junction. So this I'm going to label it B. Then nothing else junction is there. So in this overall circuit I am having two junctions, that is labeled as A and B. Now next is loop. So let's mark A, B, this point B, this point is C, D, and this point again E, and this point is F. So if I have to apply Kirchhoff's laws in this circuit, So how many loop I can have? So see this part, this is one of the loop. So I can apply a Kirchhoff's law. So A to C, D to F, and again A. That's mean this corner. So this is one of the loop. Then I can have one more loop, that is like this. That is A, B, E, F, and again A. So this is what the closed path, electrical closed path. So this is the second loop. Then I can have this loop also. See this thing, B, E, D, C, and again B. That is the second loop. So in the overall circuit, I'm having 3 loop. So how many junction I'm having? 2 junction, that is junction A and B. And how many loop? This is the first loop, the corner. This is the second loop, and this is the third loop. So in the overall circuit, I am having 2 junction and 3 loop. Now come to the branch. Branch is the electrical path where current can pass. So you can see, this is the one of the branch. This is the second branch. You can see current. This black arrow part is nothing but the direction, shows the direction of current. So this is the one path, this is the second path, and this is the third path. That means in this circuit, how many branch I am having? 3 branch. First branch, second branch, and this is the third branch. Circuit, I am having 2 junction, that is labeled as A and B. You can see current at A and B is splitting. Yes. And I am having 3 loop. You can see here, loop number 1, loop number 2, and overall loop number 3. Then I am having 3 branch also, that is the simple electrical path where current can flow. So this is the path number 1, path number 2, and path number 3. So I am having 3 branch. So hope you will understand what are the junction, what are the loop, what are the branch. So these 3 terms will help you to understand what are the Kirchhoff's laws. After defining the term junction, loop, and branch, let's discuss Kirchhoff's first law. Kirchhoff's first law is also called as current law or junction law. In short, you can write KCL, that is Kirchhoff's current law. So Kirchhoff's current law or junction law states that the algebraic sum of the currents at a junction is 0 in an electrical network. So if you consider current in an electrical network is capital I, so mathematically we can write this statement as summation of I is equal to 0, where small I could be n or I could be equal to 1. For further explanation, we can consider a point P that will be referred as junction, and from this junction we are having 5 conductor connected, and the direction of the current flowing through this conductor is, you can see here, you can see the direction of the current. Suppose this is your current number 1, that is I1. This will be your I2. This will be your I3. This will be your I4. And the last will be I5. So if you observe the direction of the current, so you will see some is having the direction away from the junction and some is having the direction towards the junction. So there must be some sign convention. So Kirchhoff has made some sign convention. These sign conventions are, so sign conventions, if current away from the junction so sign will be negative. That means if current is leaving the junction, so sign will be negative. Second convention, if current is towards the junction, the sign will be positive. Or if current is arriving at the junction, the sign will be positive. So these are the Kirchhoff's sign convention. So as by the law, Kirchhoff's law states that summation of I is equal to 0. So now you are having 5 current, that is I1, I2, I3, I4 and I5. So let's apply here Kirchhoff's law. So according to Kirchhoff's law, I1, see the direction of current, I1 is away from the junction or leaving the junction. So it will be negative, plus observe the I2, it is towards the junction. So that is what, arriving at the junction or towards the junction. So it will be positive, plus I3, it is again leaving the junction or away from the junction. So it will be again, I3 will be minus, plus I4 is towards the junction. So it will be positive, plus I5 is again towards the junction. So again it will be positive. Nothing else is there. So all is equal to 0. Now keep the positive at one side and negative at other side. So positive is here I2 plus I4 plus I5 is equal to I1 plus I3. That's mean current towards the junction is equal to current away from the junction. That's mean there is no gain and loss of current. Hence it is accordance with the law of conservation of charge. I am taking one more example where we can apply Kirchhoff's first law. That figure shows current in a part of electrical circuit. Find the current X. So here I am having a diagram. You can see here O is the origin point of the circuit. Here we are having current 1, that is I1. The black shows the direction of the current, or you can say current. So we are having current here, that is I1. Then next current, that is I2. Then I3 here. Then this is your I4. This is I5, and further I5 is divided into I6 and I7. You can see here values of the current is given. I1 is nothing but 17 ampere. I2 is given as 3 ampere. I3 is not given. I5 is 2 ampere. Sorry, I4 is 2 ampere. I5 is again not given. I6 is X, that what we have to find or determine. I7 is given as 9 ampere. So let's solve this problem. As we are applying here Kirchhoff's first law, so we have to see where are the junctions. So you can see here, this is the one junction P, this is the second junction Q, this is the third junction R. So we have to apply Kirchhoff's first law one by one at the junction, because Kirchhoff's first law is also called as junction law. So just apply the Kirchhoff's first law at junction P. So at junction P, here we are going to apply the KCL, that is Kirchhoff's first law. So you can see here, as according to Kirchhoff's first law, so we have to see the direction of the currents. So I1 is what? Towards the junction. So it will be positive. Then I2 is away from the junction. So it will be negative. Then I3 is again away from the junction. So again it will be negative. Then no other current is at the same junction P. So we will write is equal to 0. That's mean I1 is equal to I2 plus I3. And we can see here also that I1 is coming at the junction, and further this I1 is divided into two parts, that is two current, that is I2 and I3. And according to Kirchhoff's first law, again we are having the same thing, that I1 is equal to I2 plus I3. Okay, now I1 is already given at 17. Substituting the values of current, I2 is 3 and I3 we don't know, so we can easily calculate I3. So I3 is nothing but 17 minus 3, it will be a 14, as it is current, so unit will be ampere. So this will be your I3 here. But what we have to find? We have to find X. So see, we have got I3. This is what? 14 ampere. Now further, this I3 is arriving at the junction Q, and at junction Q I4 is arriving. So further you can see I5 is away from the junction, and further it is divided into I6 and I7. So let's see. To find x, that is I6, we should know the value of I5, because I5 is divided into I6 and I7, and for the I5 we have to know the value of I3 here, because I5 is nothing but sum of I3 and I4. You can see here this current is arriving at this junction, and I4 is also arriving at this junction, and here I5 is leaving the junction. That means I5 is sum of I3 and I4. So we have done till I3, so we know the I3. So now apply the Kirchhoff's first law at this junction Q. So at junction Q, applying here Kirchhoff's law, that is KCL, applying KCL. So we will have, see the direction, I3 is coming towards the junction, that will be positive. I4 is also coming towards the junction, again it will be positive, and I5 is leaving the junction, that will be negative, is equivalent to 0. That means I3 plus I4 is equal to I5. So we know what is I3. I3 is already we have calculated, it is 14 ampere, plus I4. I4 is already 2 ampere. That means I5 is nothing but, so I5 is equal to 16 ampere. So 16 ampere we have done. Then further I5 is divided into I6 and I7, as we know that. So applying Kirchhoff's first law at junction R, so we are here applying Kirchhoff's first law. So here I5 is coming towards the junction, so it will be positive. I6 is away from the junction, that is negative, and I7 is also away from the junction, that is again negative, so is equal to 0. That means I5 is nothing but summation of I6 plus I7. So further substitute the value. I5 is just now we have derived, it is nothing but 6. We have calculated 16 is equal to, I6 is equal to x plus I7 is equal to 9 ampere. That means x at will be their place, so it will be 16 minus 9, that is x is nothing but we are having 7 ampere. So finally we have got x is equal to 7 ampere. Here I have explained you in very detail. You can solve it in a short way also, but for this you should know that you should remember actually the sign convention of the Kirchhoff's first law. So in short, how you can solve, I will explain you this also. Now for the short method, as you can see in the diagram that I1 is divided into two current, that is I2 and I3. You can simply write that I1 is equal to I2 plus I3. I1 is already given as 17, I2 is already given as 13, so I3 you can easily determine, that is I3 is equal to 17 minus 3, that is nothing but the 14 ampere. Okay, then for the next, at junction Q, I3 is arriving and I4 is arriving. That means I3 plus I4 and I5 is leaving, that is I5 is equal to I3 plus I4, that you can see here. I5 is nothing but sum of all these two currents. So directly you can substitute the values, that is 14 plus 2 is equal to 16, that is I5 is equal to 16 ampere. Then further I5 is divided, as you can see here, I5 is divided in 2, that is I6 plus I7. So here I5 is already 16, I6 is x, plus I7 is given as a 9. So finally x is nothing but 7 ampere. This is the simple method, but for this method you have to remember the Kirchhoff's laws. So you have to see the arrows if it is towards junction or away from the junction. So if you remember the sign convention and Kirchhoff first law, so you can easily solve this example. So in today's lecture we have discussed Kirchhoff first law with their sign convention and how to apply Kirchhoff first law in an electrical network. So inshallah in the next video lecture we will discuss Kirchhoff's second law. Till then, stay home, stay safe. Thank you.